Hi, everybody. Alexis here. I'm going to tell you something a little bit different. Okay? How to investigate. Well, your investigation begins as soon as you get that phone call. As soon as somebody says, I need your help, you take down their address, the name of all the people who live in their house, and it starts from there. The address is very important because the land will be where we start at, finding out if anything has happened there. If there was a farmhouse there. Try to go back that far to where it's the 18 or even try to go back to the 1700s and see what was on that land. We'll go to the library and investigate. I like to go in cold to a site. That means that I don't like to talk to the client before I walk in the door to investigate. But sometimes I need to. And what happens is we have a list of questions that must be answered. And it can be something as simple as, have you painted in here? Have you done any construction? Are you taking any medications? We try to get the name of your medications and just do a thorough investigation on the side effects of them. And then we'll ask you, do you suffer with any of these side effects? We also have to ask, do you drink? Do you take any kind of drugs? We're not judging you. We just need to know these things because they could be part of the reason why you think you're being haunted. We ask, do you know anyone else outside of your family who lives in the house? Do you know if they've had any experiences? And may we talk to them? We also ask about the history that you may know about the house. Do you know anything about the former owners, or what did the real estate agent tell you when you bought the house? All kinds of questions. Usually it's about 20, maybe 25, depending on how people answer. Then the investigation begins with asking those people outside the family. Do you know anything about this house? Do you mind if we speak to the neighbors? Does the neighbors know? Because there's usually on every block some Miss Betty or some Mr. Charles who knows the full history of everything that has gone on that block since 1952. Okay? And that's our best, best, best chance of finding out the truth about the land. While we're asking you those questions, though, I will break them down. I'll listen to what you have to say patiently, and then I'll ask you some questions. And then I'll ask you to please remove the emotional aspect of what you just told me. And now tell me just the facts and only the facts, like Dragnet. Then I will again start with the questions. And then I'll ask you a third time, please, now tell me only what you remember of your experience. Because if you tell me that someone came up and you could feel them sitting down next to you, I'm going to expect for you to tell me that either it got cold in the room, or maybe the hairs on your arms stood up, or you smelled something. But you got to give me more than you just saw an indentation come and sit down next to you and you knew somebody was there. Because the scientific facts are that other things will happen if you get involved with a real experience. So, I expect the truth. I know that at first you're going to give me some of your emotions. I respect that. I respect how you felt, and I know it's scary, but we need only the facts. We're going to speak to your family members one by one, children, and all the adults. We ask them how are their emotional state right now, and we can help them with that. We are there to help. We don't charge, and we will come back over and over and over again until we help you get rid of whatever it is. Or if the final decision is that you need to sell your house and move out, we will tell you that. Now, some of the rules about ghost hunting. for the ghost hunters. You never investigate your own home. Never. That's a no-no. Because if you find something there, might not be a good idea for you to be the one to find it. Because now you're in a situation that your clients are in. You can always call on your fellow investigators to come out and do the actual investigating for you. Again, never play with the Ouija board. Ouija boards are dangerous. Never try to spirit right. Never try to go beyond your means. So if you're good at tech, or you're good at just taking pictures and videotaping, don't try to become some kind of psychic. I have nothing against psychics, but I find that unless you can give me actual facts and you're coming in cold, you don't know where you're coming to, I won't use you. I won't even waste my time with you. Another rule for the ghost hunter is never hunt alone. You never ever hunt alone. Because if something happens and you get hurt, no one is there to help you. So you never hunt alone. Another thing is, you never take someone who has never ghost hunted before into an actual, fully loaded, on a scale of 10, haunted location. Okay? You never do that. Walk them around a cemetery fence. Let them see how it feels to be out at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning. But you never take them into a place that you know is absolutely positively haunted, because that will rock their world. And if they know nothing about the paranormal, they will be terrified. Paranormal researchers and investigators are always learning. There is always information coming out there on the supernatural and new equipment. So you have to be knowledgeable on the science of it. Your religion will come into play when you ask for protection. We always pray before we go into any site, but we never take in a person who has never been on a ghost hunt before. We take them someplace soft. We take them on tours. We let them do it that way to get used to being up and out in the middle of the night and getting used to the energy that flows then, because it is different. So that's only a couple of the rules. Never hunt in your own house, and never try to go further than what you are good at. Until next time, I'll tell you about the time I tased a guy. He ran off and left me in a building. Yeah, big old hotel. I'll tell you about that one next time. Until then, remember, love, peace, and positivity. Put it out there. It's guaranteed to come back to you. Bye.